Hi everybody, I'm Patrick Dockry. In my life, I have worn many hats and tasted many flavors. As I travel the world, I get to know today's most interesting celebrities, cook and dine with some of the finest chefs of our time, and experience the latest trends in beauty and fashion. Along the way, I pursued my passion for health and fitness and acquired some of the most innovative wellness strategies. And now, I want to share all of this with you. So come along on this amazing journey, and together we will experience a world of health, beauty, and life. On today's show, we'll spend a warm day in Malibu, California, the laid-back beach town where the surf culture began. We'll take you to New Orleans, Louisiana, to check in with Brad Pitt's Make It Right organization to see their progress in rebuilding the lower Ninth Ward after Hurricane Katrina. So now, let's head out to sunny Southern California. Welcome to Malibu, California. The name inspires thoughts of beautiful people strolling on warm sandy beaches, movie stars, sunshine, surfing, and the occasional wayward celebrity. It's no wonder. Through movies, TV, pop music, and surf fashion, our society has been shaped and sculpted by Malibu's undeniable mystique. More than a city, Malibu is a cultural touchstone that invokes a magical place of warm days, romantic nights, and endless summers. Here we are today in lovely Malibu, California, right in front of the Malibu Public Library in a place called Legacy Park, which was once an open field, but now it's a sustainable watershed area. Kind of like the culture in Malibu, this kind of represents that, and the people here. It's all about sustainability, having a beautiful environment. It's a very close, small, tight-knit community. It's so close to LA, but it's so much different. And that's what we're going to show you today in our day in Malibu. Legacy Park is a 15-acre, naturally sustainable oasis in the heart of Malibu, and the centerpiece of Malibu's commitment to enhanced water quality and environmental conservation. The park doubles as an environmental preserve and contains a state-of-the-art water treatment facility that cleans stormwater and urban runoff that accumulates in the city's park, making it into an environmental cleaning machine that has eliminated the city's stormwater pollution to Malibu Creek, Malibu Lagoon, and world-famous Surfrider Beach. Surfrider Beach is home to the Malibu Sport Fishing Pier and the place where surfing began on the west coast of California. With a heritage that dates back to the 1920s, when Hawaiians George Freeth and legendary Duke Kahanamoku discovered Malibu's long-rolling point breaks, Surfrider Beach remains a year-round favorite for surfers, families, and sun lovers. Directly across from Surfrider Beach is the legendary Malibu Surf Shack. Let's drop in to meet Surf Shack's owner, Sean Weber, to talk about the hugely popular water sport, stand-up paddling.
We're right directly across from the world-famous Surfrider Beach, which everybody's more than familiar with. Yeah. An iconic place from everything that got started from surfing to the movies to all sorts of different things that have happened around here. Big Wednesday and all that kind of stuff up here in Malibu. So
iconic.
Everybody kind of knows it. So, so what we do here, we offer a full line of different things. Over the years, we started to get into kayaking in the 90s, and now the new craze is a stand-up paddleboard. So over the last few years, it's gotten really super popular. So we're one of the first to get into it.
Tell me a little bit about how a person gets started with the stand-up paddleboard.
So for that person that's more of a intermediate to pro, you can start off on something like this up on top. That's primarily just for the surf zone. So that's not really for paddling that you're gonna go out and paddle that around and so forth. So if you're a beginner, what you want to do is you want something nice and stable and bigger in the beginning. Now that's not necessarily what you want to purchase when you get into a board, because after you get out there, you start to get your water wings on, and then now you're going to be like, well, I'm kind of getting the hang of this. Right. You can typically drop down in a board. But we always have something for everybody, from the very beginner to the surfer, to the big guy, to the small little kids. So we have a little bit of everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's good to learn about it a little bit before you make the big investment.
Absolutely. Thanks to Sean Weber and his family for inviting us into their shop and for a wealth of information and advice. Located just north of Los Angeles, Malibu is 21 miles of beautiful beaches, a warren of lush hillside canyons, a haven for the rich and famous, and a world-renowned model for environmental preservation. A relaxing drive north along the world-famous Pacific Coast Highway is a visual treat, with surfside mansions to the west and rolling hills to the east. Along the way, be sure to check out the most popular of Malibu's many beaches, Zuma,
Known for its great waves and wide sandy beaches, Zuma is a favorite spot for hardcore surfers and families alike. Our next stop is Vital Zuman Sustainable Farm, a Malibu landmark and a working organic ranch. Perched along a scenic bluff just off Pacific Coast Highway, the ranch and well-stocked market is known to locals and specialty restaurants for its amazing array of organic, certified, naturally grown produce. Widely regarded as the longest continuously running organic farm in California, Vital Zuman began in 1952, starting as a small fruit stand. It has grown into a modest but thriving business where local growers can take their produce to donate, trade, or sell. Vital Zuman plants, cultivates, harvests, and markets over 20 kinds of fruit and a full spectrum of summer and winter vegetables, raw honey, and specialty items that can be found in their rustic outdoor trading post. They also offer organic specialties from neighborhood farms, keeping the shelves stocked with 100% locally grown delights. In addition to sales at their own store, the farm sustains itself through volunteers who help work the operation, and through a farm box program, a produce box filled with fresh, local fruit and vegetables delivered weekly to specific locations. We'll be right back with our day in Malibu. Welcome back. Let's get back to our day in Malibu.
Today we're here in Malibu at the Chumash Indian Village and Cultural Center. And in a moment, we're gonna meet our host, Matewaya. He's a real spiritual man, and he's gonna take us through a journey into the past and the present of Malibu in a completely different way. So hold on, this is a great one.
Located on 4 pristine acres overlooking the Pacific Ocean and Nicholas Canyon County Beach, the site is an authentic recreation of a working Native American village. With replicas of Chumash dwelling called ops, seaworthy canoes known as tumals, tools, and Native American handicrafts, the village offers students and the general public a unique, multi-sensory experience of a native Chumash village.
To the south, to the warm winds, the time of the summer, to the snake and the owl. The snake is always on the ground, feeling the heartbeat of the Mother Earth, teaching us about love and care and the emotions of life. And our oceans. Oh, manakush. Oh. Here today, what we do, we bring children and adults, and we work with our crafts, our material culture, and use these resources as a learning tool. So they use their senses to learn. They physically see the dancers and the story behind the dance. And to engage them in a different lesson of life versus opening a book and reading a text. You can't put a breath in a sentence. And yet, through our interpretation and our way of giving a piece of cultural experience, we're so grateful to have a village that is a village about people. And we need to all come together to build a village. So we bring people from all over in different backgrounds to teach about making our baskets, to harvesting certain resources and making foods, to learning a song and learning a life way. In the sky and the heavens we travel in the spirit of time and the beauty of a paradise. Malibu, where you get to inhale the breath of the ancestors and you get to see through the eyes of the ancestors how it was. Where are we going? This world is a living cycle, a cell of life, an embryo of time in this universe. Malibu. We're connected to the land and the plants and the trees. We're connected to the elements. And to provide them a story about the grandmother moon or about all these different ways that we engage in our relationship, connection and balance, to life.
Located on the west end of Malibu, El Matador is one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Internationally known for its dramatic shoreline, sandstone pillars, and spectacular sea caves, El Matador is a favorite location for television and movie production. In fact, while we were in town filming this segment of our show, we met the folks from the Travel Channel as they filmed the top 10 California beaches for their show. In addition to spectacular scenery, El Matador is the perfect spot to swim, explore, or take in a breathtaking sunset.
We had an incredible time here. We got to learn a lot about the origins of Malibu, sustainable farming, paddleboarding, and so much more. And we're glad you could join us on our day in Malibu. And until next time, just remember to enjoy.
Coming up next, let's head to New Orleans to check in with Brad Pitt's Make It Right organization. Welcome back to the Lower Ninth Ward with Brad Pitt's Make It Right organization. On Monday, August 29th, 2005, Hurricane Katrina made landfall in New Orleans. In its wake, 1,800 people were left dead. Arguably, no single community suffered more than the Lower Ninth Ward. When Brad Pitt visited the Lower Ninth Ward 2 years after Katrina, he was shocked by the lack of rebuilding progress in the community. In a bold move, Pitt committed to help rebuild, believing that if we could build safe, sustainable homes, he would prove that high-quality green housing could be built affordably anywhere. Make It Right broke ground on the first homes with President Clinton and the Global Clinton Initiative in March 2008. Join us as we check in with Make It Right to see how their efforts are paying off for the Lower Ninth Ward.
Hey everybody, today we're here with Kimberly Cadena in the Lower Ninth Ward in Louisiana, New Orleans.
Yes.
And this is where something pretty big happened. Is it about 7 years ago now?
About 7 years ago, yes. Hurricane Katrina hit this part of the city worse than it hit any other section of New Orleans.
Yeah.
We lost over 4,000 homes in this neighborhood, and more than 1,000 people lost their lives in this
Yeah,
as
it
well.
looks like devastation all around us, and I see a lot of new homes, but we see dilapidated homes here. We see actually where homes were, just foundations.
Many homes were washed right off their foundation, and the only evidence that they stood there is their porch, which was typically made of concrete.
Yeah, and it got, how deep was the water here?
The first rush was between 17 and 20 feet. It eventually settled to around 10 feet, but it remained very high for quite some time. Many of our homeowners were trapped in their attics or on their roofs for days.
Wow.
One of the reasons that we have roof hatches in all our homes, actually, so that that never happens again, so that none of our homeowners in the event of a catastrophic storm are ever trapped in their attic.
Sure, and then another thing too is that, you know, since it was such a bad deal, it's right by the levee, so most of this area is very close to the levee for the Make It Right Foundation, right? That's
yes, we specifically picked this area because it was the hardest hit,
Okay.
and more than 2 years after the storm, no rebuilding efforts had been started here, none at all.
Wow.
So it was an area that desperately needed a little bit of hope.
And isn't that when kind of Brad Pitt came in? I heard that he lended his name and he's doing a lot for this foundation.
Yes, he toured this area, like I said, a little bit over 2 years after the storm, saw that nothing had been done here, but felt a really deep connection to this part of the city.
And then you guys, this was your bedroom over here? You guys,
This is my bunk.
yeah? Yeah? Am I in the hallway now? Into another room?
It's still a very passionate center for the city, and he wanted to help bring this neighborhood home.
We want you to come home, we want you to come home, we want you to come home. Yet it hasn't, the assistance that's there is not enough to even rebuild what they had before. So people are caught in this limbo situation, not being able to get ahead, and it's taking people on the ground to help meet that gap, what I call an unjust gap.
What happened? What changed everything? I mean,
Well, the first thing we did is we had community meetings with the individuals that used to live here, and we talked to them about what they wanted. What do you want in your new home? What didn't you like in your old home? What would inspire you to come back? Because many of them had settled in other parts of the country. You know, they'd evacuated after the storm, they had kids in school. What would bring you home? And the result of those meetings, we invited a group of international architects in to also meet with homeowners to discuss what they wanted. The designs that you see in our neighborhood are the result of those conversations. And we have more than 86 homes built now. We're building to 150, and then we'll see what happens after that. We'd love to keep building here.
Well, I know that a lot of people didn't come back. I know the population's really dwindled in this area.
In this area, yes, but there are a lot of people that want to come home, and we're committed to bringing everyone home that has that desire.
Yes, this town is just a beautiful place with a lot of loving people, and I mean the culture, the food, everything, it's amazing. So great for them to come home if they can,
We
right?
don't lack in spirit in New Orleans.
That's for sure. Now, you know, another thing about the construction of the homes, you kind of went with a lot of green aspects, correct?
We went with all green aspects. Make it right, as much as the spirit of our mission was to bring people home, it's also to be a laboratory for green rebuilding. We want to take what we learn here and share it with anyone who has the desire to remodel their home in a green way, to make new construction in a green way. And one of the things we're doing right now is constructing a new website and forum to share that information openly, to spark conversation so that people can look at our data, criticize it, be inspired by it, use it in their own project, but to take everything that we've learned, because we're in a very privileged position, and to share it with the wider building community.
What's that website? How can they get involved?
MakeItRight.org.
MakeItRight.org? Great. And then another thing I noticed, you're even going as far as doing solar. And I know there's not a lot of sun here, probably in the summer there is.
Oh, there is a lot of sun in New Orleans.
Yeah, because we've had a little rain going on.
Don't be fooled by this.
All right, all right. Well, that's why it's green. Rain is good because it keeps things green, right?
All of our homes have solar, and most of our homes get the bulk of their energy from their solar panels. Some get more than all of it, and that they return energy to the grid and they get credits for it.
Wow, that's amazing. So make it right, doing it right.
We like to think so.
I love it. Well, let's go on a tour and you can show us some of the things you've done. Let's go. Coming up next, check in with Make It Right in New Orleans. Okay, we're back. Now let's take a quick tour of one of Make It Right's brand new homes. So, you know, as we walk away from the devastation, now we're walking into the new area where you're rebuilding, right?
Yes, and one of the priorities beyond giving families green homes is that they be safe, that they be a refuge in every sense. So one of the things that we do is we build no shorter than 5 feet above street level. FEMA requires that homes be 3 feet above street level, and that's measured from the highest point, which is either from the center of the street or the curb in front of the home. And then we offer homeowners the option to build up to 8 feet above street level.
Yeah, that's the one I'd want.
Yeah.
I'd want to go up.
Other safety features we have include, you'll see the little pegs around the doors and windows, and that's where you can apply hurricane fabric. And our hurricane fabric is made out of Kevlar. And what's great about it is that it's easy to put up, much easier for an elderly or otherwise, you know, challenged homeowner who may have problems, you know, navigating a ladder and plywood and a drill to get up easily.
That's the way to go. Instead of putting up those big pieces of plywood that only last for one storm anyways, because they get beat up so bad.
Throw them under your home, and then they invite termites and other things that are not, you know, desired visitors.
Yeah.
One of the ways that we keep costs down is through reducing angles in the home.
Okay.
We also build using SIP panels, which stands for structural insulated panels. SIP panels are constructed from a very thick inside of foam with 2 pieces of OSB on either side. So it's like living inside of an igloo cooler almost.
Nice. So keeps you cooler in the summer and it keeps you warmer in the winter.
Exactly.
And that saves money and energy. Okay, so now we're going to get to see one of these beautiful homes,
Absolutely.
And this is right in about the $150,000 range?
Yes.
Okay, and how many bedroom?
This home has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths.
Okay, great. Well, let's check it out.
Let's go.
Wow, it's nice. You got the high ceilings.
Benjamin Moore donates the no VOC paints, which no VOC paints release no toxins. They're very
volatile
healthy.
Organic compounds.
That's
I know a lot about that.
Somebody did their research.
Yeah, that's right.
And Shaw floor carpet installed with a non-toxic adhesive. It's made from recycled materials.
Feels just like regular brand new carpet.
It is regular brand new carpet. It's just good for you. Cradle to cradle certified.
Nice colors too. I like it.
Our homeowners are very involved in the process. They pick all their paint colors, their flooring options, their countertops, counters. Everything inside the home is custom. They choose all of it.
Wow, that's wonderful.
These systems control everything in the house energy-wise so that at any time a homeowner gets a snapshot of energy consumption.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. This is all driven through the solar, correct?
Yes.
Great.
And another interesting thing that we do in our homes is wireless outlets and switches. inches. This reduces labor, which helps keep costs down because it's all wireless.
Yeah.
It's like a Wi-Fi connection.
Absolutely.
And it just gives homeowners a lot more flexibility. When you move in, it may make sense to have a switch here, but later on, maybe your family's needs change, or you just reconfigure your space, and it makes a lot more sense to have it elsewhere. And it's as easy as
wow, that's innovative. Yeah, the easiest getting a screwdriver out, maybe patch a hole if you move it. That's it.
Exactly.
I love it. So, you know, I noticed this has a lot of light and high ceilings, and then there's these little vents up here. What's that all about?
Well, the high ceilings are beautiful, so they're a lovely design choice, but they're strategic in that they help air to circulate better in the home.
Okay.
And the wall system that we use here has smaller tubes for air circulation, which is just more energy efficient. It also reduces the materials used. You know, typical vents are 8 to 12 feet wide.
Gotcha.
Ours are 4 inches.
Okay.
And it's circulated through a high pressure system.
Wow, this is amazing. Thanks for the tour.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And then, you know, I think it's so great what you guys are doing here in the lower 9th Ward here in New Orleans, and I'm sure all the people in the city are just so proud of what you're doing here.
They've been very supportive.
And it's so great that Brad Pitt put this all together, got it going, and made it happen.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without all the support we get from people like Benjamin Moore and Shaw.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And thank you so much. And until next time, just remember to
Enjoy.
Okay, welcome back. Thank you to the city of Malibu for their gracious hospitality, and to Sean Weber and his family at the Malibu Surf Shack, and to Mate Waya of Wishtoyo Foundation, to Kimberly Cadena and Make It Right organization. We'll see you all here next week when we visit New Orleans, Louisiana to meet Urban Mayfield for Natchez Riverboat and sample some of the finest cuisine anywhere at GW Finn's in the French Quarter. Until next time, just remember to enjoy.